Welcome to Market Updates with Master Quency. Do us a favor by smashing the like button and subscribe for more market updates. We appreciate you for watching. Now let's dive into the video.
All right,
Do us a
welcome
favor
everybody.
and hit the like
We're
button
about to
for
get
more
into
market
AMD.
updates.
I want to talk about AMD and this partnership between OpenAI. Now look, I remember the first day I saw the line, OpenAI partners with AMD for 6 gigawatts of AI chips, right? Now, at first, I ain't even flinch. I'm like, just another, tech headline, right? But then it hit me. 6 gigawatts. That's not just a purchase order. That's more of a power shift. That kind of deal, that can change who runs the future, right? So I sat there for a second, staring at the screen, and I said to myself, I said, Master Quency, something just moved in silence. And see, the markets, they funny like that. Most people chase the loud moments, but the real power shifts, it happens quiet when everything is silence. You know what I'm saying? They move in contracts and partnerships and strategy. Now, by the first time the public wakes up, the players, they've been moving pieces for months, right? And it's like we just not hearing about it. What I want you to do is write this down. By the time you see it on the news, the money already moved. I'll say it again. By the time you see it on the news, the money already moved. And that's something that you got to take into consideration, right? Now, this video is for education purposes only, to protect my channel, aka protect my investments. Yeah, gotta protect my investments. I can't tell you what to invest in or how to invest in it. That's for the union. And if you're really serious, join the inner circle. I have a lot of valuable information to show, to preach or give out there to you guys who are interested in trying to get to the next level. Now, let's break this down. Let's break this down in plain language. This ain't no Wall Street talk. It's no extra noise. So OpenAI, that's the company that built ChatGPT, right? For those who don't know, OpenAI, that's the company that built ChatGPT. The same one that's been shaking the world up since 2022. They've been running all their AI models off hardware from Nvidia. Now, Nvidia is the GOAT of AI chips. They are the GOAT. They make the stuff every big AI systems need to think, to process, and to learn. But here's the thing about Nvidia. They got so good. So companies, it's going to be harder for some companies to invest in Nvidia products, right? Their chips are like gold. Everybody wants them, but not everybody can get them, especially at the scale OpenAI is trying to build. I'm gonna share some video. I'm gonna share some information in the description so you guys will be able to see exactly where I can look at my resources and verify all this information that I'm giving you, that I'm putting out there. Like this information is important. So the link will be in the description. Now, Nvidia, what was I talking about? Nvidia is more expensive now. Their chips are like gold. Everybody wants them, but not everybody can get them, especially at the scale OpenAI is trying to build. So what does OpenAI do? They look around and they see AMD. They like, okay, AMD, they've always been second place in this story. Nvidia is like first place of this. So AMD is like the underdogs. You know, the student in the shadows, building quietly while Nvidia soaked up the spotlight. And this deal, man, this was their moment. This is AMD's moment that they can supply what OpenAI need. So OpenAI is like, we're buying up 6 gigawatts worth of AMD's new AI chips, starting with 1 gigawatt by 2026. To put that in perspective, 1 gigawatt can power hundreds of thousands of homes. 1 gigawatt can power up hundreds of thousands of homes. So imagine the power behind one of those chips clusters. Now, multiply that by 6. That's the kind of computing muscle it takes to train AI that can write books, run robots, and make entire industries rethink how they operate. I'm gonna help you guys understand the information that you need to be looking at when it comes to these companies, right? So listen, take notes. Now, here's where it gets wild. This wasn't just a we're buying your chips deal. AMD also have OpenAI a warrant for up to 160 million AMD shares, about 9.9% of the company. Now, if they hit certain goals, only if they hit certain goals, technical goals, performance goals, and even stock price targets. Now, why would AMD do that? Why would they do that? Why would AMD invest in 9.9% shares? Because this wasn't just about selling chips. It was about locking in partnership. That's like saying, if we both win, we both eat. It's not just a scale. It's a bet on the future together. That's business chess, not checkers, not competition, but more so alignment. And the market went nuts. AMD stocks, the AMD stock shot up over 20%, almost 30%, just off that one announcement. And that's because the world realized something. Nvidia ain't the only one in the game anymore. There's another gladiator stepping into the ring, right? This is how you gotta look at it. I'm gonna break this down to make it easy for you to understand. Now pause right there for just a second and think about this. This is how power shifts in every industry. The underdog. The underdog don't win by, copying the giant. They win by finding where the giant ain't looking. The wise man doesn't fight power head on. He studies it, then redirects it. You want to be able to redirect. Now, AMD didn't try to outspin Nvidia. Think about what I'm saying. They didn't try to outspin Nvidia. They didn't try to outmarket them. They simply found a way to serve the biggest customer in AI, OpenAI, and said, we can give you what you need faster, cheaper, and with flexibility, right? Remember what I was telling you, Nvidia is expensive. So AMD is offering some to OpenAI at a cheap level. That's a lesson for business, for trading, for life in general. You don't always need to be first. Sometimes you just need to be ready when opportunity get to knocking. Let me repeat that. You don't always need to be the first. You just need to be ready when opportunity get to knocking. And guess what, y'all? AMD was ready. AMD was ready. And remember, when it comes to these markets, it's all about positioning. It's all about positioning, and it's all about, patience, and AMD did that. They had been building their new MI300 chips quietly, fine-tuning the performance, improving energy efficiency, stacking innovation brick by brick, just trying to improve in all areas. Just like in real life, when you're trying to improve, right? Only thing you can do is improve if you're putting in the work. So when OpenAI came calling, AMD could actually say, yeah, we can handle that. And that right there, that's what separates the prepared from the reactive. Now think about how something like this plays out in real life. In reality, it's like two barbers in the same shop. One is famous, always booked, always charging top dollar because the quality is top notch. That's Nvidia. The other one, he's been in the back. He got the same tools, he got the same grind, but just fewer clients, but always studying, always improving. Then one day, the famous barber gets so busy, he can't take new customers, right? He don't have that time, He don't have that time to take new clients, plus his price is higher. You see what I'm saying? He don't have the time to take new clients, plus his price is higher. Nvidia. That's when the underdog, AMD, steps in, lines up the right client, and boom, his chair starts staying full too. That's exactly what AMD just did in the AI world. So when OpenAI said, we're with AMD, that wasn't just business, that was more like validation. It's basically saying you can trust AMD to power the future of AI. And when they're between powerful entities, we can get shit shaken. Yeah, we can get it shaken. Now, here's where I need you to understand the deeper layer. This wasn't just about chips. It's not just about AI chips. It's all about positioning. See, Nvidia's dominance is built on hardware and software. They control both. They don't just sell chips. They sell the entire operating system that makes those chips run better than anyone else's. That's like owning not just the vehicle, but the gas and the road it drives on. You hear me? So for AMD to even step into that space, to even step into that world, they needed a massive partner. Someone like OpenAI. Hello? Anyone home? So to validate that, they can run at that level. That's what this deal really symbolizes. Access to the big leagues, right? And if you're paying attention, right? If your eyes are open and you're paying attention to the markets, not just trading, but understanding the current, this is how you read momentum. It's not just about price action, it's power action. Who's gaining trust? Who's aligning with who? Who's building behind the scenes? Because all those answers tell you where the money's going next. Where's the money flowing next? That's what we need to know. So, and keep in mind, a lot of the things that I'm telling you, it will help you start to knowing how to study certain companies that you want to make moves on, that you want to complete deals with. Now, I know some people hear 6 gigawatts and their eyes glaze over, right? They're like, what's going on? So let me simplify it even more. This deal is basically OpenAI saying, we're about to build an entire city of computers. And we want AMD to supply the electricity, huh? See how that works? Now, that's not the type that's not hype, right? That's not that type to be hype. That's literal infrastructure. The next generation of AI systems, things that understand video, sound, emotion, maybe even consciousness, all of these systems will require power on a level that we've never seen before. So whoever builds those chips, AI chips, whoever powers that infrastructure is going to own a piece of the future economy. Ask yourself this: do you want to own a piece of the future's economy? That's why this deal matters. This isn't about hype, it's about control. He who controls the infrastructure controls the innovation. Now let that sit just for a second. Let that sit. Now don't get me wrong, AMD's not out the woods. They still got a whole lot to prove. A whole lot to prove, right? Because Nvidia is still the heavyweight champ. They got years of advantage, better software, bigger clients, deeper reach. They just have more expensive, say it with me, prices. But AMD just proved that even giants can be challenged when you focus on execution, not ego, not noise, execution. That's why I tell a lot of people who want to get to the next level and elevate, but they can't because they don't know how to execute. They speculate. They want to worry about, oh, do I trust this guy? That's why I always say discipline beats hype every single time. And I'll say it again. Discipline beats hype every single time. And that's facts, yo. Because hype fades when the numbers come out. But execution, it compounds. So when I talk about this deal, I'm not just geeked over stock movement. I'm talking about a philosophy, right? A philosophy. AMD represents the moment where preparation met opportunity. And when that happens, ladies, gentlemen, traders, tradettes, troopers, troopettes, when that happens, the quiet builder meets the loud buyer. OpenAI, loud buyer, quiet builder, AMD. The entire market starts to shift its focus. This is the importance of partnership. So if you're studying this as a trader, as an investor, or even just as a thinker, here's the real lesson. Watch the partnerships, because partnerships reveal what power is moving next, right? OpenAI shook AMD's hand. The world realized Nvidia ain't the only name in AI revolution anymore. The conversation just expanded. And when conversations expand, opportunities, they multiply. Don't forget, I'm going to share the news and the resources in the description so you guys know that I know what I'm talking about, right? So stay ready, because this isn't the end of the AI chip war. This is just the awakening, right? If you're listening right now, do me a favor, write this down. Make sure you got your pen and your paper. Always make sure you got your pen and paper when you sign up, because I'm going to give you game in all assets of life. Not just trade, not just investing, I'm talking about all assets. The loudest success stories usually start in silence. AMD's been silent for a long time, yo. They've been silent for a long time. Now the world is listening. I've been watching AMD. Have I took action on it yet? I have, but not on a serious level. I want you to always remember and never to forget, work, hustle, and invest. And remember, to protect my channel and protect my investments, I can't tell you what to invest in, and I don't want to tell you what to invest in or how to invest in it. Right? And that's for the union. And at this point, if you're not a part of the union, I really could care less about giving you all my ducks. Right? And when it comes to understanding markets and understanding what you are putting your investments into, you need communities, right? You need what? Partnership, right? You don't just go out there and just start putting your money in whatever and expecting to do something. That's how a lot of people fail, because you don't have guidance, right? So in order to get the proper guidance, go ahead, link in bio. To all my members, I will be giving you updates on AMD. Make sure this is something that you want to be focused on in the union. I almost just spoke a little bit too fast. But yeah, just join the union. Join the union. The link is in the description. It's a Telegram group. And it's all about community building and understanding that you need a good community that you could discuss these things with. You want to be able to know where I'm positioning myself, what I'm looking at, how I'm looking at it, and what I'm about to do next. This is information that most seasoned professionals are not going to just tell you on YouTube, because it hurts their channel. You're not supposed to be telling people what they can and cannot invest in, right? And even though you know or have a general idea what you should be putting your paper to the test at, it doesn't mean you know how. Because a lot of people invest their money and they lose. They lose money. You're going to lose more money than you can gain because you have no idea what it is you are doing. Join the union and work your way up to the inner circle. Appreciate you for tapping in. Make sure you work, hustle, and invest. I'm Master Quency. I'm out.